Yeah, I hope that you hearing me. This is the future, all about cybersecurity. Talking about the hackers, I'm just trying to warn you. From the one and only legend, the cyber informer. Hey, yeah, this is the cyber reformer. This is the cyber reformer. Let's go.
It's time for the Cybersecurity Business Connect and Protect Central Coast informational video. I am Michael Trimblett, the Cyber Informer, and today we'll be talking about the Essential 8's user application hardening. User application hardening can also be referred to as blocking browser risks. Hackers can take advantage of vulnerabilities in applications such as Adobe Flash and Java by tricking people into visiting specially crafted websites or even deploying malicious advertising called malvertising. In this video, we'll show you the fundamental ideas behind user application hardening and discuss what you need to do to manage these risks in your business. Let's go. What is user application hardening? User application hardening refers to preventing the running of malware or code that was unintentionally run by turning off unnecessary features in applications. The Essential 8's user application hardening revolves around hardening the web browser and Microsoft Office, as these are applications you will typically use in your day-to-day business, but you may not necessarily need some of these advanced features turned on. The Essential 8 tells us we need to configure web browsers to block Flash, ideally uninstall it, ads, and Java on the internet. Disable unneeded features in Microsoft Office, for example OLE, web browsers, and PDF viewers. Why should we do this? Well, Flash, ads, and Java are popular ways to deliver and execute malicious code on systems without the user necessarily knowing that it is happening. These are popular vectors because Flash and Java have been known to have critical vulnerabilities in just about every release, and historically, web browsers have been the same. Although recently, with the advent of Chromium-based browsers and Firefox, web browsers are no longer the target they used to be. Internet Explorer, on the other hand, is still a target, and it is recommended to use another browser instead of Internet Explorer. Microsoft has set June 15, 2022 as the end of life for Internet Explorer. Not a moment too soon, in my opinion. As mentioned in the previous slide, Flash and Java have historically been used to exploit systems. Flash and Java are powerful and complex programs. It is very difficult to secure complex programs. Back in the day, Flash was used by YouTube for their videos, but with the advent of newer versions of HTML, version 5, a more secure method of video streaming was made available in the specification of the standard web protocol without the need for adding Flash. As shown in this slide, Microsoft has released an update which will remove Adobe Flash from all Windows 10 machines. This is how ubiquitous it has become and how much of a threat Microsoft deems it to be. Same with Java. Java enabled a lot of cool effects and features on websites that were not possible to do in the older HTML specification. These days, most, if not all features that Java brought to the table can be performed within the spec of HTML5, meaning Java is no longer needed for advanced features on websites. Java is still a powerful and good product, which is in use in many applications. However, its power is no longer needed in web browsers, which is a good thing. Microsoft Office has a feature called Object Linking and Embedding, or OLE. Like macros, which we have spoken about in a previous video, you either need it or you don't. If you don't know if you need it, then I can say then you probably don't need it. We don't dig any further into this except to say it is yet another vector for infection if a hacker crafts a Microsoft Office document in a malicious way. Why block internet ads? Internet ads can be a vector for infection of your computer. Specifically crafted adverts can deploy malware onto your computer. Web browsers are becoming better at sandboxing, but they are not perfect. Sandboxing attempts to ensure that anything that happens in the browser stays in the browser. This attempts to ensure that even if an advert is malicious, it can't touch anything outside of the browser, thus rendering it harmless. Flash and Java were commonly exploited by malvertising. Malvertising is simply a mashup of the words malware and advertising. Speed boosts of website load times can be achieved by blocking ads. Websites may pull advertising from multiple sources to display on one page. The more ads, the slower the load time of a web page. Block the ads to gain load time speed boosts. However, blocking ads can take away revenue of websites, thus creating an ethical dilemma. Do you want a service to remain free in exchange for seeing adverts? Or do you want to use the free service and cut out their revenue source by blocking ads? If you block ads to a free service, then the website may either change to a paid model or simply go out of business. It's been compared to stealing, as your payment is being served ads. If you don't see the ads, you aren't paying for the service. But Is this a small price to pay for mitigating potential malware infections? Only you can decide. The good news is, all modern web browsers do not support Flash or Java. So if you're using modern versions of Chrome, Edge, Firefox, Opera, or Safari, you're already protected. In the premium membership, there'll be individual videos on each of the Essential 8, which will dive into each of the maturity levels and what you need to know to implement them. For the moment, all we need to know is that there are 3 levels in each of the Essential 8 items, maturity level 1, 2, and 3. There really is not much else I can say about the topic without getting into the weeds. We'll have how-to videos in the premium membership area, which simplifies compliance with the requirements of the maturity level 3. To be compliant with maturity level 3, we need to ensure the following. Web browsers are configured to block or disable support for Flash content, which, as discussed, is done by default in modern browsers. Web browsers are configured to block web advertisements, which can be done with browser extensions, but raises ethical questions. Web browsers are configured to block Java from the internet. Like Flash, this is done by default. Microsoft Office is configured to disable support for Flash content. This is harder than it sounds, but possible. The best solution is to uninstall Flash from your computer altogether. If you have Windows 10, Microsoft will take care of this for you. Microsoft Office is configured to prevent activation of Object Link and Embedding packages. Like macros, these should be disabled unless you actually need it. Disabling isn't difficult, but does require some technical ability, which we will discuss in the premium membership. So what did we learn? Modern browsers keep us pretty safe due to sandboxing and disabling support for Flash and Java. Flash and Java threats in the web browsers are a thing of the past because no modern browser supports them. Don't forget to stop using Internet Explorer. To ramp up security, install an ad blocker. But ethically, is it right? Only you can decide if your personal ethics are greater than your need to stay protected from malvertising. OLE is another vector for infection via Microsoft Office documents and should be turned off if you don't use it. Compliance with maturity level 3 is simple for some items, but difficult for others. Thank you for joining me for a look at user application hardening. Don't forget you can contact me via email, Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Until next time, stay safe online.
Oh yeah, this is the cyber informer. Hackers, you going down like, oh yeah, this is the cyber informer. Hackers, you going down, yeah.